On the frontonasal process, develop two nasal pits, and surrounding two nasal pits are, what are these? Lateral nasal fold and medial nasal fold. Okay, so medial nasal fold and lateral nasal fold, and from here comes the maxillary process. So this is medial nasal process, this is lateral nasal process, this is medial nasal process, and this is maxillary process. There are three possibilities. Possibility number one, the medial nasal process fails to fuse with another medial nasal process. This leads to midline cleft lip. समझे? Because these two unite to form, what is this called as? Philtron. They unite to form the philtron. Okay? Second possibility, maxillary process fails to unite with medial nasal process. So that will lead to lateral cleft lip. Third possibility, maxillary process fails to fuse with lateral nasal process. Now so basically maxillary process basically forms the upper lip on the sides of the philtrum by fusion of two needles. Now when this fails to fuse with lateral nasal process, there is oblique facial cleft. Because along this line of fusion, the nasolacrimal duct is formed. So three possibilities: medial process, if you fail to fuse with each other, midline cleft lip; maxillary process fails to fuse with medial nasal process, lateral cleft lip; and maxillary process fails to fuse with lateral nasal process. This leads to oblique facial cleft. ते वाला बंद कर. हे पण बंद केलं सर, परत चालू कर.